So when I have Starsky go into his crate, I always use the crate as a tool for training. So I'm going to have him sit. He knows to wait. He loves his crate, so he knows that he wants to go in there, but now we've trained him that he needs to wait for our permission to go in. Therefore, if he's not calm, he doesn't get to go in his crate. So this is a whole calming exercise to go in and out of his crate. So I'm going to open the door, and then I'm going to pat his chest and say, go, and he's going to go in there. And of course, he's never been in the crate. So he goes in there, he turns around, I meet him with a reward. Why wouldn't he love to go in there every time? Good stuff happens in the crate. That's what he thinks in his mind, and it's true. Good stuff does happen for him because we never keep him locked up in there for very long. He may just be in here for half an hour and then he's out again. But we're doing it out in the yard just because it's easier to do the video here than in the house. So he's never been in a crate in the yard before, which makes it extra hard for him to do it, which shows you how much he loves the crate because the first try he just goes in. I take off and put on all of his equipment in the crate, because you see how calm he is? He's just sitting there waiting for me. I can calmly and easily take everything off, his prong collar and choke chain. So easy. If you don't do this and you start trying to put his equipment on when he's outside of his crate, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be doing this, and he's gonna collapse, and he's gonna be going like this. Totally disrespectful. It teaches him that you're not to be taken seriously, and he'll start not taking you seriously in other situations as well. So if you do it this way, you do all these moves the way you see me doing it, he'll think you're like me, and he respects me. And notice there's no violence here, there's no massive corrections, he's not afraid of me, but he does respect me because I'm consistent and firm. And all this stuff, if you're consistent and firm, he's gonna think, oh, you guys are just like the last guy, and you're gonna get this good behavior. So I always hang up the prong collar on the crate door like that so it doesn't tangle up. Choke chain can go anywhere. Choke chain is always, it's not for training, it's always hanging loosely, it's attached to the leash, just like that. Of course it's around his neck, so it's just like this, you know, it's over his head, on his neck, and then you're also attached to the prong collar as well. And if this prong collar for some reason ever comes off, which it will occasionally, you don't lose the dog, because when it comes off like that, then the choke chain comes into play and you don't lose the dog. Otherwise, the prong collar is always taking the pressure. The choke chain's always loose unless you need it. So it's only for backup, it's not for training. It would be dangerous for training because there's no safety on it. All the pressure's right there. It can wreck his larynx, his windpipe or whatever. So we don't use that for training. That's very old-fashioned stuff. Prong collar, it looks scary, but it's way safer. It's fitted to the size of his neck. You either add or take away links, which make it the perfect size for any particular dog's neck. It can only close so far. When it closes, it's the same pressure all the way around. All the way around, it's the same. There's no just one pressure point like right there. So it looks scary, but it's not. It's much safer if you use it properly, which is how we're using it throughout this video. So you're not having a tight leash, because we talked about that. You're using a loose leash with him, and you're just using little prompts, little signals, popping and then releasing for whatever's going on. So that's why we use this combination of collars. So when you're going to take him out, make sure he waits in there. You put on his choke chain over his head, and then you put on his prong collar. And I messed this up because the choke chain got stuck in the prong collar, but he's still calm. And you just put on the prong collar, and see how fast that was and how easy. He's not hyper, he's not jumping around, he's waiting for me, he's respectfully waiting for me to put it on, which is what you want. And he's gonna wait in the crate. The leash is already attached. And if you want to do this thing where he waits with the door open, good, give him a reward, that's a good thing. If he tries to come out before you release him, no. Give that a slam. He'll know what that means. So he's waiting in the crate. I'm going to try to stand as much with him on my left as possible. Pat my leg. Okay. He's going to come out. Good boy. And then I always close this door, because most of the benefit you get from using the crate this way is because you're always closing the door. He can only go in and out of the crate with your permission. You control his access in and out of his den. He loves his crate. Everything good happens in there. Bones, Chewy's toys, all this good stuff happens in the crate. Don't let him strew it all over the house. You're squandering your greatest power of using the crate as an awesome place for him to be, and then you controlling his access in and out by letting him have bones and toys everywhere. Inside only, especially bones and chewies and things he really is into. Only in the crate, door's always closed. When he's in there, he can't come out without your permission. When he's out, he can't go in without your permission. That's the way to do it. That's what we've done, and that's what's caused him to be so much calmer now than he used to be. Okay.